Hello everyone, this is Kerry with Project Nerd. We're here at the Nederland Film Festival interviewing two of the coordinators here. I have Jackie, the social media coordinator for the Colorado Festival Productions. Did I say that right?
You did.
I did. I nailed it. And we also have Melinda here as one of the production coordinators with the Nederland Film Festival. Is that right?
And Colorado Festival Productions.
There we
I
go.
am the production coordinator.
Perfect.
There's only one of me.
Well, ladies, thank you so much for taking the time to hang out with us here with Project Nerd. So we obviously want to talk about this film festival and get into the details. So, Melinda, I'll start with you. What is this film festival about?
This film festival, the focus is music because of the Caribou Room and the history of music up in Nederland. So we have a heavy music focus, feature films, documentaries about musicians, bands, historic figures in music. And then we always have to add in some outdoor adventure. We've got some skiing features in here, skiing and snowboarding. And then in this festival in particular, a couple of mental health little shorts that are really compelling. And so we always have some outdoor adventure, and then music is really the focus at this festival. Or the festivals have different focus, but here it's all about the music.
So music, is that something that you're familiar with? Like, why did you pick music?
Because it's Nederland.
Is that what this city's about?
Because Caribou, because Caribou
we've
Ranch,
heard, obviously, I think a lot of our audience knows some of the history behind this city, but it seems like you're bringing a different light to the city. What music, what about this city is music-centered?
The Caribou Room recording studio that a lot of greats have recorded at, and they have a lot of festivals up here, music festivals, and they foster quite a musical community. And so our films, of course, are everything from DJ disco, edgy stuff, to jazz, the history of rock and roll, which is a really great feature that we're showing. So it just depends on the submissions that we get, and then we build around those. We always get great outdoor adventure footage, and we have some really particularly good ones for this festival that are based in Colorado. Okay. And then some that are based overseas. So we are international. We do take submissions from around the world. And we try to give a good spread we try, if we can, to hit each of the continents with our content and get a lot of exposure to emerging filmmakers and established and that fit into these genres that are so appealing up here.
Absolutely.
Just beautiful film. That's the main thing. A lot of topics, but at the end of the day, beautiful film. It's
an interesting blend, too. So Jackie, I'll bring you in here to kind of talk. We seem to see a lot of music, but then there's this mental health aspect, right? How do you think those two blend together, or are they meant to? Why showcase what maybe the city is known for, but then a topic like mental health as well?
Well, I think the reason it would be a good combo is that music can be very inspirational and bring people together. We've heard stories about how music can change the brain patterns, just listening to music, and they use it with all sorts of mental disturbances, even Alzheimer's. And so I think bringing in a mental health film to show that we're well-rounded as a film festival. We don't like to focus in on one specific thing. There are film festivals that are genre related, like a horror film festival, but our film festival the Nederland is about, bringing in all different types of. When we describe a film festival, it's supposed to be inspiring and open to new ideas and new ways of looking at life and people. Right. And I think that's how mental health can be incorporated in with music.
That's a great way to say that. I think it's absolutely perfect the way you describe that. Getting into something that we talked about, obviously, in the social media aspect. How has social media been with this particular film festival? Are you seeing a lot more social media around this? Is that how you're trying to draw in a certain type of audience, or why the usage of social media so much with this film festival?
Well, it's been a primary thing for all of our film festivals, just to get the word out, and part of it too is just a lot of people don't know what film festivals are. I think we talked about that earlier. I did talk about just kind of educating people, and so we have to try to use all avenues that we can. We use, the paper, the radio, and then social media, Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, just to get the information out there that, hey, this is happening. We want you people to know about it and to come check it out. And so social media helps with that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's an interesting vehicle now I think that we have at our disposal. It allows, like you ladies mentioned, an audience that may not have taken to this topic before. This certainly showcases a lot of what Colorado has to offer with this specific city, not only but also in the films. So Melinda, why don't you tell us a little bit about what's next for this film festival? What are you trying to do with this going forward?
Nice. So last year's was the inaugural film festival, and we were focusing on out of bounds, basically. Nederland is faraway places, the coloring outside the lines. So we had several. We had a different lineup last year, touching on lifestyle, a lot of lifestyle, and that was how everything was blocked out. This one we had so many good music submissions, we were able to really stick with that. Next year we'll see where the submissions are, and we do base that, we get 75 submissions, we try to pick as many as we can and show beautiful content, and we will see where they come in. If they slot in with more music videos, we'll be in the more short territory. We had a lot of features this time. And we will always be responsive to what's happening in culture, because we close submissions just a month before the festival, make the decisions and produce the festival. So it's very timely. And as the production company, then our other festivals have other focal points that are different, but we always are going to have that blend of outdoor adventure, Colorado made, anything that's been made in Colorado or by Colorado filmmakers or directors.
Well, it seems like too it's a great avenue for someone who's venturing this for maybe the first time.
It's very
it seems maybe geared in a lot of ways, not only locally but also to someone that may not have had this exposure previously.
Right.
Would you say the same?
Yes, we definitely want to be the wind underneath the wings of emergent filmmakers, and that is and local filmmakers. We're not LA, and then the films that are making the circuits, we would love to bring those in because they're always wonderful films. But we'd rather help get the people that are here and that are submitting to festivals.
Right.
And we offer a lot of incentives. We do everything we can to get submissions, so we can screen them and try to get them shown and get people discovered.
How does Front Range Film Festival fit into that? How does that fit into that?
Front Range is really the kaleidoscope. That's the one that is the bucket. So it gets everything. So we could have cannabis, we can have any kind of shorts, music, everything. Lions is more that we have a music focus there because of the history of Lions, and then that's grit. That's all about gritty people, and that one was started right after the flood. So it's usually about perseverance. We do like a senior section that's about persevering seniors. So grit is Lions. Front Range is the kaleidoscope, and we're tying that in with the Oscars this year. And then Dickens is pure horror genre, paranormal, but we're not gross. We definitely, everything we do, kids can come to. And then we circle back around. We have Boulder Film and Brewfest, which we launched this year. And that is all the distilling and brewing arts and comedy. And
That's
and
amazing.
then we had a great feature about a guy who needed to lose. He likes to eat, but he had a health problem, and his mom had died with a health problem, and so he discovered ultra running.
Okay.
And it was a documentary about him, and everybody cried, and he's just hit the circuit and laughed, and so it was just one of those that we had to show.
Yeah.
So we craft around the submissions and the ones that just have to be shown.
Yeah.
And we have some good ones that have a real call to action in them, and some of these mental health do. Just really how to handle it, and we don't know how to do that, a lot of us. And so if they've got a really good, strong message, we put them in, and we will adjust our headings and titles to get those films in.
Well, it seems like everybody has an avenue, right? We're obviously here with the Nederland Film Festival, but there's a lot of opportunities for different filmmakers, different genres elsewhere. So, Jackie, lastly, I'm going to ask you the big question, the most important one of the day. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
How do people find out more about these film festivals? How do our audience members get out there, not only get involved, maybe submit, but more importantly, show up and support these artists and what they've made for us?
Well, that's interesting. You should ask that, Kelly, because I just was asked, like, how do I get my film from somebody? And I said, well, we get our films first through Film Freeway, and we start putting out ads and information way ahead of time, to get the word out. Not everybody uses Facebook, so that's only one avenue. We have a monthly magazine in our area called MMAC, which is an advertising paper for all sorts of festivals and arts events. So we use that, and like I said before, we use the radio, and we're working on getting the word out just by who we are.
Absolutely.
And talking about it, and we're excited about this film festival circuit and doing our 5 film festivals, which we work on with pleasure. We love supporting Colorado craft cinema, which is what this is about too.
Yeah.
And so to get the word out, so we and Melinda and I know this, and I mentioned this before. We're about educating people to say film festivals are like, look, this is talking and interaction and learning and being able to mingle with other people who love films, and you don't get that when you just go to the movies.
Absolutely.
You get it from a film festival.
I always say
right?
the documentaries, you get to learn something about something you never knew you needed to know about, and then you're just transfixed, and you're watching this documentary and it's all clicking, and you're like, I had no idea.
Well, I think as an unbiased person, one of my favorite things is the Q&A afterwards.
Yes,
When you
love
meet
that.
the person that created the art, created that medium that you watched, and to be able to ask that person directly a question that typically you don't get to ask if you're in a theater, right? Or an audience member in a theater. Here, you not only get to watch the film and the way it should be produced, but also you get to see the person that made it, possibly the person that acted in it, but more importantly, you get to interact and ask the questions that maybe you, as an audience member, may have wanted, in theatrical releases or theaters around the country. So I'll end it there, Jackie. We're going to put up everything. Go ahead,
I'm going to
Melinda.
add to your question, though, the big answer is ColoradoFests.com.
ColoradoFest.com.
So everything is there. The link to Film Freeway for submissions, for passes, for the festivals, the schedules, the dates, the descriptions,
And that's
the
submission,
programs,
volunteers,
everything,
people
volunteering.
wanting
Yeah.
to see
Yeah,
dates.
yeah, come to that.
ColoradoFests.com.
ColoradoFest.com.
And we want to say one thing too, and then Melinda can make comment. This all started with someone who could not be here today, who we would have had in the interview, and that's Jake Fink. And we just want to say,
He is the founder.
nod to him. He is the founder. He sort of started this like a grassroots, like with nothing, and it has grown from one little festival to now 5. And so we want to say hi to Jake too.
Yes,
Perfect.
and we wish he was here.
Anything else, Melinda, before we go?
I think we're so happy that you guys are here, and
Very
we really
happy.
want to thank you for being here because you're getting the word out for the filmmakers. As I've said, when we do the Q&A in the theater, it stays in the theater, and people leave with that information, but it doesn't get out to the public.
Absolutely.
And we have not had, press doesn't come sit through these, all the whole festival. They may pop in and out or write an article ahead of time, and you guys are really helping get the word out and helping all these
That's
artists
so important.
have a way to promote their work
Yeah.
that isn't just them talking about it, and that you're helping them get the word out. So we are really glad you're here.
Well, honestly, we are happy to be here. Our audience is going to be happy to watch these interviews, but our goal obviously is to take this further.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Nederland number 3 next year, as well as all the other Colorado festivals. Project Nerd will certainly be there, but hopefully
We're
our
looking forward
audience
to that.
will be there as well.
Yep.
So,
We're
ladies,
excited
Jackie,
about that.
Melinda, thank you both for taking the time to sit down with us.
Thank you.
Again, this is Carrie with Project Nerd at the Nederland Film Festival. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mhm.